This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, a train derailed in Orneville after part of the track washed out.
Our Devin Dagnall has the story.
According to Canadian Pacific, at approximately 3:15 a.m., one of their trains derailed near Milo. As you can see, the pileup has created quite a mess along the tracks, with dirt and debris scattered along the tracks. Early reports said that tar was spilling from one of the train cars into a nearby stream. The Maine Department of Environmental Protection has since put out a statement saying that there has been no serious threat to the environment from the accident. Mark Willett, a resident and former CP employee who lives in earshot of the accident, says that he was able to hear the train as the derailment happened.
Well, I was up at 3 o'clock and I heard the train whistle. It must have been for the closest railroad crossing. And then all of a sudden I didn't hear the train go by and I heard kind of a rumbling noise, and that was it. Then about an hour later, the fire department was out in front of my house with the lights on and directing traffic.
CP says that none of the crew on the train was hurt, and there is currently no public safety issues. The accident has not blocked off the road, but it has temporarily been converted to a one-way street with a traffic light so that CP's responders can work safely. Some of the workers on site speculate that the work may take up to 3 days. In Orneville, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A Robbinston woman was in court this afternoon to be arraigned for murder. 42-year-old Rebecca Morris was arrested in July in connection with the death of 53-year-old Paula Johnson. Johnson was found dead in her home at 515 Layton Road in Pembroke on February 9th. Morris pleaded not guilty to the murder charge during her arraignment.
A former fire chief from Athens has been indicted for allegedly sexually assaulting a 9-year-old. 45-year-old Sean Boyd was arrested in July. Boyd allegedly sexually assaulted the child in 2014. The Somerset County grand jury indicted Boyd for gross sexual assault and unlawful sexual contact. A Waterville woman was also indicted in connection with a robbery at a Fairfield convenience store. Police say 32-year-old Bethany Hassan-Munier and an accomplice robbed the Circle K on Norwich Walk Road in May. They were found at a home in Waterville later that day. Hassan-Munier was indicted for robbery and theft by unauthorized taking.
Well, a house fire broke out in the town of Lincoln this morning. According to Lincoln Fire Chief Les Brown, the station received the call at 9:17 a.m. and quickly responded. Brown says that when crews arrived, the back of the building was fully engulfed in smoke and fire, but it was quickly extinguished.
They did not have a wood stove going. They didn't have any other kind of heat source going, so we're suspecting it was an electrical issue in the back addition.
The Lincoln Fire Department says that there were no injuries and that the damage to the residence was in fact minimal. Brown says that the majority of that damage was from smoke and water, not the actual flames.
A local couple turned to modern technology to help stop a rash of thefts. They wish to remain anonymous, but they did tell us someone had been stealing their belongings from properties and job sites they own in the Herman area. After losing generators, tools, and other property, they decided to install cameras and AirTag tracking devices on their remaining properties. One was in place last night when someone backed in and stole an expensive dump trailer. They watched the whole thing and then tracked the stolen trailer to a home in East Corinth. The victims say the alleged crooks are well known to local police. The Sheriff's Department confirms the case is now under investigation.
Well, switching gears now, Senate President Troy Jackson stood with Maine Senate District 16 candidate Dave LaFountain to clarify their support for law enforcement in the face of what they call lies about their stance on that issue.
They don't have anything. They lie about people's character.
Jackson says false ads not directly attributed to their opponents are spreading a message that both Jackson and LaFountain support defunding the police, something both men assert is totally untrue. Jackson says at least one resident was accosted by a supporter of LaFountain's opponent over a yard sign supporting LaFountain, and that in fact their yard signs have been damaged or removed. Jackson says he has a clear and consistent record of supporting law enforcement, and LaFountain is a first-time Senate candidate who served as a firefighter and EMT for the city of Waterville and town of Winslow. He was chief of both communities for the last 10 years.
This behavior that has been displayed by my opponent, I think, does not reflect the values of our communities. And it's, to me, it's been unheard of. I'm new to politics. I expected better. But I've taken the pledge as a clean election candidate that I would not attack my opponent's personality or anything like that.
And this is an unfortunate trend that we're seeing here in Maine with my colleagues. They're using national politics, bringing it in here to Maine, and making people feel very uncomfortable about the way things are going. Do right by the people of Maine and tell the people of Maine the truth.
Fountain faces off against current state representative Mike Perkins in the upcoming election for the Maine Senate District 16 seat.
Governor Mills was in Bangor and Brewer this afternoon to mark 1 year of her Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan. The governor visited heat pump manufacturer Niles Systems in Brewer and software developer Mobile Price Card in Bangor. The two businesses benefited from Prime Fund grants, which aim to support technology companies across the state.
We're pleased that we're issuing another $5 million to this grant program to help industries and businesses such as this diversify, retain workers, and improve our ability to decarbonize.
Applications for the latest round of Prime grants close on November 15th. For more information about the grants and eligibility, you can visit mainetechnology.org/recovery funding.
Well, with Election Day just a few weeks away, voters are already getting to the polls. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows tells us that there have been more than 100,000 requests for absentee ballots already. And if you'd like to vote that way, you still can. Reach out to your municipal office or go online to maine.gov to get your ballot. They are accepted now through the Thursday before the election.
We are so lucky in Maine. Our local election clerks are pros. Our elections are free, fair, and secure. Things are running very smoothly.
Bellows also says that most municipalities are doing well with volunteers signing up, but some are still looking for help. She says it doesn't matter what party you're associated with. You only need to be a resident of the county that you want to volunteer in.
Recent heavy rain throughout the area could cause some problems for drivers. That was certainly the case along a stretch of road in Durham. Due to the ongoing heavy rain conditions, a portion of Route 9 was washed out. The Maine DOT closed the road after a culvert failure. There's a detour using routes 125 and 136. The area is expected to remain closed for at least 2 weeks until the culvert can be replaced by a larger one. Fortunately, it looks like rainfall is starting to wind down for us. We've been seeing a lot of sunshine on the forecast coming up after the rain that we just experienced.
And with more on that, let's take a first look at our forecast.
All right, thank you. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather is brought to you by Scott's Recreation with offices in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono. And okay, for us today, look what we did. 62 here in Bangor, also for Millinocket, also for Bar Harbor. Very nice day today. There were some clouds earlier. Now some clear skies are out there. We're in a nice little dry slot across the area now. And we are in a warming trend into the weekend and beyond. 60s, my friends, are back in the 5-day forecast. For right now, though, there are lots of clear skies out there, but there's a system kind of wrapped around us currently that could give us a little bit of cloud cover tonight. We'll most likely stay in this dry slot right there, but overall, there could be some cloud cover across our region later on this evening. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies to mostly clear skies with low temperatures down near 40. Your full forecast is coming up.
Alrighty, well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, Bangor City officials consider a new way to address the affordable housing crisis.
We'll have that story and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Don't be scared to buy a boat this season at Hamlin's Marine on the Belfast waterfront. Starting October 18th and running through Halloween, this is your ticket to the best boat deals completely scare-free. Featuring all-in-stock boat packages, outboards, boats, and trailers 15 to 25% off. Spooky good deals. At Hamlin's Marine, we are powered by Yamaha Outboard, and we have more than 20 boat packages on display with easy loader trailers too. Stop into the Belfast waterfront and don't be scared to buy a boat at Hamlin's Marine.
It's simple, and it's not an imaginary threat. In fact, it's happening right now all over the country. Bruce Poliquin would hand over control of our healthcare decisions to politicians. Poliquin would allow politicians like him to make abortion illegal, even in the case of rape and incest. But that's not the end of the story. Poliquin also supported a national abortion ban, so even if Maine says no, we still lose control of our healthcare decisions. Bruce Poliquin is a risk we just can't take. Center Forward Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You work the night shift. Take the extra shift. Wake up before dawn, and every paycheck you pay into Medicare and Social Security to fund the retirement you deserve. Bruce Poliquin voted to cut Medicare and put Social Security benefits at risk. He even wants to raise the retirement age. Pretty rich coming from a millionaire politician who's never had to pull an extra shift. Moderate PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Joe Baldacci was born, raised, and educated right here in Bangor. He's promoted and supported hundreds of millions of dollars in commercial and economic development projects. He has fought to protect vital services from drastic budget cuts. In his first term in the state Senate, Joe delivered for his constituents in Bangor and Herman on jobs, school funding, expansion of healthcare, and protecting the environment. Joe Baldacci, delivering results for the people of Bangor and Herman.
She's been learning about the founding of our country, about rights and freedoms. Freedoms that today are under assault. Politician Bruce Poliquin supported amending the U.S. Constitution to ban abortion. He even voted for a nationwide ban. Poliquin would allow politicians to stand between women and their doctors. He supported allowing states to outlaw abortion even in cases of rape or incest. We can't let Bruce Poliquin back in Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. The city of Bangor is considering creating tiny home parks as a new way to add some affordable housing. Our Matthew Jurancic has more.
Bangor is in the process of allowing developers to construct tiny home parks to address the current housing crisis.
Right now, you can put a tiny home anywhere in the city of Bangor as long as you have utilities to the property. You can put them anywhere. But a tiny home park kind of takes it a step further to say, what if somebody wanted to create a development of tiny home parks?
Tiny home parks are defined as two or more tiny homes clustered together. Krieg says this plan has been in the works since 2019 based on recommendations made by the Affordable Housing Works Group in order to diversify the city's housing market. Tiny homes have become popular through social movements recommending people to downsize, and Krieg thinks these will help benefit the community.
There's a lot of buyers or people that are looking to rent that want to have their own space, and they also want to reduce their carbon footprint of where they live. Typically, a tiny home is very efficient in terms of its energy use. That provides an opportunity for people to sort of live less, live more, but live with less.
Developers say that working with the residents that live here is always their first priority. And the residents that I actually spoke to told me that they were glad the developers are putting in this much effort.
Well, I think it's great if they'll... I know it's hard for the people who live here because it's not very expensive. And most of us are on Social Security, so... if they can build little houses and help the people that need it, I think that's wonderful.
Developers like Louis Morrison understands the current situation and wants to do his part in retaining more residents.
Major affordable housing issue going on in Maine right now, and taking this old mobile home park that was very underutilized, only about 20% of it actually being used, and turning it into something a little bit different.
And with the overwhelming support this effort is receiving, the plan is set to be discussed in the coming days.
The planning board has recommended that it ought to pass to the city council, and the city council will take it up at their next meeting on October 24th.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Some big news from the IRS announcing a change that will lower the tax bill for many Americans, and it's all because of inflation. ABC's Rena Roy has more on how much you might save.
Tax relief could soon be on the way for millions of Americans.
with the IRS adjusting who's eligible for which tax bracket for 2023. For many, that means paying the government a smaller amount of your earnings, savings that a lot of people could use right now with inflation outpacing wages.
This is a significant savings for the take-home pay for a lot of Americans. When we think about how inflation is cutting into many Americans' paychecks, this is a way to try to make up for some of those higher prices.
For example, before, if you made $89,000, you'd pay a 24% tax rate. Now you move into that tax bracket if you make a little over $95,000. And the numbers are rising across the board by about 7%. The other big part of this announcement is the standard deduction, which will now go up $900 for an individual tax filer. You can now deduct up to $13,850 as an individual. That number is double for couples.
This is a significant change. It's one of the biggest changes in the tax code that we've seen in decades from the IRS.
The earned income tax credit, which is available to low and median income families, that now jumps to $7,430. And the reason this is all happening is because of inflation. This is a way to help put some money back into American pockets. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, local florists encourage community members to, quote, petal it forward through a random act of kindness.
And in sports, the high school hockey season could be in jeopardy as officials and the MPA are still at odds over a new contract. We'll have that story after the break.
We're paying more for food, gas, and rent. But Janet Mills wants to take even more of our money. Mills created a costly new grocery tax. Mills tax could cost us almost $60 more per month. Mills wants to raise the gas tax even higher. And thanks to Janet Mills, we're paying more to heat our homes, a lot more. We can't afford 4 more years of Janet Mills. The top funder of the Maine Republican Party is the Republican Governors Association.
87,000 new IRS agents. Jared Golden and the Democrats in Congress voted to hire them. They doubled the size of the IRS to seize another $20 billion in new taxes from the middle class. And now Democrats openly threaten to raise taxes again next year. Jared Golden won't stop them. He votes with Biden and Pelosi 83% of the time. It's a war on the middle class, and Jared Golden marches with them. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need tractors rated #1 in durability and owner experience so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 48 months, plus save up to $1,100.
Joe Biden is crushing Maine. And who does Jared Golden support?
Golden's backing Biden.
Jared Golden said Joe Biden has
leadership that the country needs right now.
Higher taxes, record inflation, and still.
Golden's backing Biden.
In D.C., Joe Biden relies on Jared Golden's votes.
President Joe Biden, I'm asking you to vote for Jared Golden.
Jared Golden says he's independent, but anytime it matters, Golden's backing Biden.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I'll always be an independent fighter for you.
Maybe he used to be. But when it mattered, Jared Golden helped Joe Biden hike taxes by billions on people making as little as $20,000 a year, and nearly doubled the IRS, targeting middle-class families for more, all while giving new tax breaks to the elite. Jared Golden. He's not our independent fighter anymore. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Herman Motor Company. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle or to have your current vehicle serviced or detailed, Herman Motor Company has it all.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. We will start with some news out of the high school hockey world. Season is supposed to begin in less than 2 weeks, but as of right now, there is still no contract between the Maine high school hockey officials and the MPA. As of right now, the MPA is not canceling the season, some good news, but the officials are holding their ground. This spring, the Officials Advisory Committee issued a new contract proposal for all high school sports officials, one with pay increases over a 3-year deal, but hockey and lacrosse officials did not sign the contract, with hockey officials saying the sport should be treated differently due to the cost of equipment, travel, and the special skill set needed. They have to know how to skate. It's a little dangerous being out there on the ice. In a letter sent out on Wednesday, the committee said they would not open up negotiations, but would be willing to approve a 1-year contract for ice hockey. The officials are asking for $90 per game, and right now all Maine high school officials are being paid $82 per game. So that leaves over 1,000 athletes in balance, and athletic directors are trying to figure out how to have a season with officials, and we will provide updates as they are made available to us. Let's stay with some high school sports now. It is the last day of the regular season for fall sports. Teams are trying to grab that final win of the year and gear up for playoffs. A lot of soccer action on Wednesday. That is where we're headed. A Class A matchup between Camden Hills and Brewer that's being played at Cameron Stadium. Early in the first half, the shot from Camden Hills' Sydney Stone, but a save made by Bella Tanis. Score still knotted at 0. Not for long, though. Britta Denny is going to take it all the way. She's going to edge it past Tanis for the goal. That opens up scoring. It's 1-0 Windjammers with 28 left in the half. Just a couple of minutes later, here comes Brenna Jackie. She is going to bend this one off of the left post and kind of bank it home. That's going to give Camden Hills a 2-0 lead over the Witches. We are still in the first half here. It's Amelia Johnson, junior middle. She's chipping it in from outside the box, makes it 3-0 Jammers, and that Camden Hills would get the win 3-0 to close out the season.
Well, definitely if we play like that, we're going to go far, I hope, to the championships. We're working really hard, and I think if we keep it up, we'll get there.
All right, same place, just two different teams now. Class B matchup. John Bapst looking to finish unbeaten. Herman looking to end the year with a win. First half now. Bapst on the move. Jack Mason with a great ball here. Connor Maservi gets a hand on it. Can't corral it. Hunter Kluke's there to knock it in. 1-0 Crusaders. Second half. Corner kick for Bapst. That's Kluke sending it in, and John Pangburn using his head as a weapon. He finds the back of the net to make it 2-0. Here's Herman now, late in the second half, trying to get on the board here, but it's Matt Fitzpatrick in net on the save. He would pitch the shutout. Crusaders go on to win 2-0. They finish the year 13-0-1.
We just got to keep playing our possession style, and if we play our game, then we'll be doing just fine. I think what sets our team apart is that our communication and our ability to play together as a team. I mean, we play together, we're on the field, off the field together, and I think that really helps our game.
All right, there's a triple header at Cameron Stadium today, Bangor and Hamden Academy going at it right now. That is all the time we have for sports. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast. Jeff?
Here we go. Your full weather is brought by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. And let's start here. The temperature results are in from September. September came back as the 5th warmest September on record globally. That's land and ocean temperatures. It was the warmest September temperature on record for North America. So overall on this map, red's above average, blue is below. It was definitely a lot of red on the map here. That was September for us. It was a very warm month around here. But now tomorrow, the National Weather Service has their winter outlook coming out tomorrow. It's your tax dollars at work. And it's going to be probably a La Nina winter, which could give us a pretty active storm track and probably some pretty cold temperatures later on the winter. We'll see, though. That forecast comes out tomorrow. Our forecast today, look at this. Highs today, 62 here in Bangor, also Millinocket, also for Bar Harbor. We'll take it here in mid to late October. Cooler temperatures are right over there, but they are going to hold off there for a bit as we have somewhat warmer temperatures on the way for us because we have kicked in a north wind or a south wind now, gusting near 25 miles per hour today, ushering those warmer temperatures, but still, it got a little gusty. It'll get a little gusty tomorrow as well. But look what happens here. So lows tonight down in the 30s, highs tomorrow back in the 50s, and then a surge of warmer air gets in here Friday, and it's going to hang out for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So if your boats are still in, this is going to be the weekend for you to pull the pier and boats in because it's going to be a very nice weekend temperature-wise around here. Looking outside today, we had lots of clouds earlier, followed by clear skies. There's a very large storm system across our region right now. Look, it all wound up here across the west, right? So this thing, though, is falling apart as we're talking about it, and we are in a dry slot currently. We should stay there tonight and throughout throughout the day tomorrow as the thing kind of falls apart. But overall, there could be some clouds tonight, although no rains in our forecast for us anytime soon. But this thing is on all wound up, too, to the west of us, right? It'll go up like this to the north and miss us. But overall, there could be some cloud cover later on this evening. Futurecast shows this very well. So clear skies out there now into tomorrow morning. But again, there could be a couple areas of clouds in there. And again, we're in that dry slot that could shift a bit tomorrow. So overall, I'm calling for lots of sunshine tomorrow. There could also be some cloud cover in there as well. The rain, though, should stay away probably until later Sunday into Monday. Another dry stretch for us is coming up. So our forecast then tonight, though, is lots of clear skies out there. Okay, partly cloudy skies. Look for low temperatures down near 37 with a south breeze around 5 for tomorrow. All right, so I went with mostly sunny tomorrow and breezy as that low's kind of all wound up around us and falling apart. Look for high temperatures back up near 56 or so with that southwest wind gusting near 25. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows the story, right? 56 for us tomorrow, 58 for Friday. Those are 60s back in the forecast over the weekend with plenty of sunshine.
All righty, Jeff, thanks so much.
And still more to come, so stay with us.
$87,000 new IRS agents. Jared Golden and the Democrats in Congress voted to hire them. They doubled the size of the IRS to seize another $20 billion in new taxes from the middle class. And now Democrats openly threaten to raise taxes again next year. Jared Golden won't stop them. He votes with Biden and Pelosi 83% of the time. It's a war on the middle class, and Jared Golden marches with them. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
Wings for Children and Families is hiring youth and child case managers across central and northern Maine for all 6 of our locations. Wings offers a highly supportive work environment where caring and compassionate individuals can make a difference in the lives of children with special needs. Call today, visit our website, or connect with us on Facebook to learn how you can make a referral for services or join our team, where we are highly committed to bringing hope to those we serve. Wings, ranked one of the best places to work in Maine for the last 5 years in a row.
A Cadillac is more than a statement. It's a celebration of self-expression and a declaration of your independence. So choose to be bold and choose to be exactly who you are. Get 2.99% APR for 60 months on most 2023 Cadillac models. Visit Court Cadillac in Bangor.
I was a public health nurse for 29 years. I went into the homes of my neighbors, including many seniors, and cared for them. Then Paul LePage became governor, and everything changed. He kicked seniors off Maine's low-cost prescription drug plan. He cut a Social Security program when it was needed most, and even opposed Meals on Wheels funding. How cruel is that? We can't go back to Paul LePage.
The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
She's been learning about the founding of our country, about rights and freedoms. Freedoms that today are under assault. Politician Bruce Poliquin supported amending the U.S. Constitution to ban abortion. He even voted for a nationwide ban. Poliquin would allow politicians to stand between women and their doctors. He supported allowing states to outlaw abortion even in cases of rape or incest. We can't let Bruce Poliquin back in Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Finally tonight, this afternoon, Bangor Floral joined the nationwide effort to pedal it forward. At Bangor's West Market Square, strangers received 2 free flowers, one to keep and one to give to a friend, family member, loved one, or even a stranger. Organized by the Society of American Florists, this random act of kindness was designed to help start people's day off with a smile and maybe a little less stress. Bangor Floral Office Manager Heather Murray explains why people should join the effort to petal it forward.
Studies have shown that smiling reduces depression, and, let's just make the world a happier place.
Flowers are certainly one way to do that. For more information on the health effects of flowers, be sure to check out aboutflowers.com/research. And it certainly brought a smile to my face. There happened to be a flower or two on my desk when I came in, and it could not have come at a better time on a better day.
Yeah, right. And it's hard not to smile, when someone does something like that. You're totally unexpecting.
Yeah.
Just this random act of kindness. And it's also, it makes me smile seeing these other people smile and receive these gifts. So
nice to see that effort underway and knowing that quite a few people had their days brightened. It's great to hear that maybe the community today was just a notch higher on the happiness scale because of it.
Absolutely. Just makes you feel good.
Alrighty. Well, that is going to do it for us, folks. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night.